text provided. All right, travel crew, we found our local expert. Old Man Finn, a survivor of these glowing ruins, is here. Watch your step, young chef. Finn grumbles, his voice like grinding stone. The whisper wind here makes the air thicken and the ground shiver. My nose immediately kicks up on it, crew. The air carries a dense, earthy aroma, a physical weight. I feel a low thrumming through my boots, a constant tremor. Leela, the scholar, points to her analog pressure gauge. Abe, atmospheric density is fluctuating, and the light spectrum is shifting infraluminous. She's right, crew. The light isn't just glowing, it pulses with a deep, subsonic hum in my chest. I'm holding our prime ingredient, this botanical oil, in its sealed vial. It seems to absorb the strange light, shimmering with iridescence. The oil's viscosity is increasing, becoming gelatinous inside the glass. As the whisper wind intensifies, a strange pressure builds on my tongue. It's not a taste, but a hollow echo, a phantom absence. This environment is changing our ingredient, and my curse is reacting. What do you think this means for our next purification step, crew? All right, travel crew, that whisper wind is getting serious, and our ingredient is reacting. The air here isn't just thick anymore, it's pressing down, a heavy resinous weight in my lungs. I'm holding our sealed vial, and the botanical oil inside is pulsing with a faint internal light, almost breathing. Nobi's fur is bristling, every strand standing on end, and a low rumble vibrates in his chest, pointing right at the vial. He's sensing the raw, volatile spirit of this botanical oil, a clear warning. The air around the vial feels like a cloying resistance to my hand, even without touching it. This oil isn't just absorbing the strange light, it's projecting its own field, a defensive aura pushing back against the world. My tongue feels like a vacuum, pulling at nothing, a growing void that intensifies with every pulse from the oil. Finn warned us about the shivering ground, and now I feel a resonant shudder radiating from the oil itself, amplifying the ruin's energy. This ingredient isn't just cursed, it's a living hazard, actively repelling anything that gets too close. This is why the locals avoid this spot, crew. The oil is making this area a hot zone. Every moment feels precarious. A single misstep could trigger a lethal reaction from the ingredient itself. How do we purify something that fights back with the environment, travel crew? No text provided. All right, travel crew. This Botanical-Vixen Oil is proving to me a true culinary enigma. We're deep in the whispering canopy, where the air itself shimmers with bioluminescent dust. Every leaf here glows with a soft, pulsing light, making the shadows dance like hungry spirits. I'm trying to decant this oil from its crystalline pod, but it's fighting back with surprising ferocity. The oil itself smells like crushed nightshade blossoms mixed with something sharp and metallic, almost like static electricity. My usual thermal separation technique is making it bubble with an alarming, high-pitched whine. The local gatherers, their faces painted with luminous streaks, are backing away, whispering warnings. It bites. One old woman with braided vines in her hair hisses, pointing a trembling finger. The forest remembers. A young man with eyes like polished obsidian adds, clutching a woven basket. The oil is resisting the heat, hardening into a rubbery, gelatinous mass instead of separating. This means a complete pivot in strategy. I'm switching to a rapid chilling method, using these frost-coated leaves from the nearby ice bloom bushes. As I press the leaves against the pod, the oil inside begins to vibrate, sending a strange, tingling sensation up my gloved arm. The air around me suddenly feels thick, and the glowing leaves of the canopy seem to pulse with an unnatural rhythm, making my vision waver at the edges. It's like the world itself is stretching and contracting, a dizzying effect that makes me question my balance. This oil isn't just an ingredient, it's a living, reacting entity. What other defenses do you think this Botanical-Vixen oil might have hidden? Travel crew? Alright, travel crew, this Botanical-Vixen oil isn't just an ingredient. It's a living, breathing challenge that demands respect. The rapid chilling method worked, solidifying the oil just enough for me to begin its delicate containment. I'm using these incredibly resilient, fibrous vines from the canopy weaver trees, known for their natural tensile strength. Each vine is layered with the frost-coated ice bloom leaves, maintaining that crucial chilling effect against the oil's internal heat. As I meticulously wrap the crystalline pod, the oil inside begins to thrum with a deep, resonant frequency that I can feel through my gloved hands. The metallic nightshade scent intensifies, almost burning my nostrils with its sharp electric edge. The glowing leaves of the canopy above us are now pulsing with a frantic, erratic beat, making the entire forest seem to undulate. My vision blurs and sharpens in rapid succession, as if the world itself is stretching and contracting around me. Maintaining my balance while securing this volatile ingredient is an immense physical toll, my muscles screaming from the constant fight against the distortion. The ground beneath my feet feels like a shifting membrane, making me sway with every breath. The local gatherers, their luminous face paint stark against the shifting light, gasp in unison. "The chef tames the wild heart," one old woman with braided vines in her hair exclaims, her eyes wide. "It fights the forest itself," a young man with eyes like polished obsidian whispers, clutching his basket. With the final knot secured, the entire vessel quivers, a contained storm. Now that it's finally secured, what other surprises do you think this Botanical-Vixen oil has in store for us, travel crew? All right, travel crew, securing this Botanical-Vixen oil was just the appetizer. Now, we're navigating the shifting spires, where the ground beneath us groans like ancient stone waking up. Jagged spires of obsidian pierce the sky, and whispers of wind carry the scent of petrified wood and distant metallic rain. The oil in my grasp pulses, a contained heart beating against my gloved hands. Its metallic, nightshade scent, now a constant, burning presence. I shift my weight, counteracting the oil's internal tremor, my muscles screaming from the constant fight against its distortion. My vision flickers, the world tilting with each pulse from the ingredient. Nobi's fur bristles, a low growl rumbling in his chest, his nose pointing towards a crumbling ledge ahead. A small, six-legged creature, its scales shimmering like polished emeralds, teeters precariously on the edge. The oil's vibrations are destabilizing the very ground it stands on. With a precise lean and a swift kick, I dislodge the falling stone away from the creature, sending it harmlessly into the chasm. The creature scrambles to safety, chittering its thanks. I adjust the tension of the ice bloom vines, listening to the faint, high-pitched whine from the oil, trying to align its rhythm with the wind's natural flow. Each step is a calculated risk, the weight of this ingredient feeling like the entire world pressing down on me. My exhaustion is a heavy cloak, but I cannot falter. How much more can this ingredient push us to our limits, travel crew? All right, travel crew, this Botanical-Vixen oil has been fighting us every step, but now it's time for purification. We've set up near these steaming vents, the air thick with mineral vapor and the distant scent of molten rock. The local settlers, their faces etched with worry, keep a wide berth, whispering about the living oil. I carefully transfer the pulsing oil into a heat-resistant crucible, its metallic nightshade aroma now sharp enough to sting my nostrils. My vision still flickers, the world shimmering at the edges. But I focus on the oil's internal tremors. Leela, ever the scholar, taps her analog seismograph, her brow furrowed. She points to the needle, indicating a sudden, violent oscillation within the oil. I nod, already anticipating the surge, my gloved hands adjusting the heat from the vent with a precise turn of the flow valve. A low, resonant hum emanates from the crucible, vibrating through the ground and up my arms. The oil begins to churn, its surface rippling like a disturbed pond, threatening to boil over. I quickly introduce a chilled ice bloom shard, listening for the subtle change in the oil's pitch as it reacts. The hum deepens, a warning sign, and Leela's hygrometer needle jumps, showing a rapid humidity spike. She mouths, "Pressure drop," and I instinctively counter with a slight increase in heat, balancing the volatile reaction. My muscles ache, fighting the oil's constant distortion, but I cannot let it win. This isn't just purification, it's a dance with disaster. The oil settles, its scent now a calmer, richer nightshade, but the exhaustion is a heavy weight on my shoulders. How much more can this ingredient demand before it yields its true potential, travel crew? All right, travel crew, the moment of truth is here. This poison ivy pesto with purified Botanical-Vixen Oil is ready. My kitchen charges. Nobi's fur bristles, a low hum from his chest. He senses something ancient. I lift a spoon. The pesto vibrant emerald, its nightshade aroma mellow. Settlers peer through the portal window, faces pressed to glass, eyes wide. I take the first bite, letting the smooth, cool pesto coat my tongue. A searing absence explodes. Not flavor, but a violent, crushing void. My vision flares, the world shimmering with emerald light. Leela gasps, pointing at her bioenergy meter, the needle spiking into the red. She shouts, "Abe, your cellular resonance is off the charts!" My skin tingles, then burns, fibrous sensations spreading beneath my chef's coat. My fingers feel longer, stronger, muscles coil with surging energy. Outside, settlers recoil, whispers turning to horrified shouts. I look down, my hands now covered in intricate, vine-like patterns, pulsing with green light. Then, with a sudden crack, potted herbs erupt, growing 5 feet instantly. Their leaves unfurl, thick and glossy, brushing against the ceiling. The curse isn't broken, it's fighting back, twisting my very being. What just happened to me, travel crew? Travel crew, that wasn't just a taste test, it was a transformation. My kitchen pulses emerald, thick with chlorophyll scent. Potted herbs scrape the ceiling, leaves like emerald hands. My hands, etched with glowing vines, feel new. Nobi purrs low, tail twitching, sensing power fading from here, not from me. Leela taps her bioenergy meter, needle steady, high. She confirms my cellular resonance is permanently elevated, a new baseline. Settlers outside whisper about the green one and the living kitchen. This Botanical-Vixen Oil didn't break the curse, it rewrote me. My muscles coil with new strength, senses sharper. I feel Earth's subtle vibrations beneath my boots. The cost was high, but lessons are clear. I'll leave a warning, a carving on the portal frame. Respect the root. It's a reminder of the ingredient's power and its price. My curse isn't broken. My body has adapted, becoming something more. Leela points to her star chart, tracing the next nexus. She says its energy is more volatile, more alive. Nobi's ears perk, nose twitching towards the fading portal, sensing the next challenge. So travel crew, are we ready to face a world that wants to consume us whole?